Hi, welcome. It's the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Hi, we're Todd and Erin. Nice weekend.
You were Farmer Todd.
I gotta tell you, I have not ever had. We're renting, and you don't want to tear up your lawn because it's not yours. You don't want to put flowers in because it comes out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And I've been a flower gardener for 25 years or so, and I've gotten fairly good at that. And
because
now
our old house didn't really have a lot of sun for vegetables or anything.
I now have a strip of dirt that has the most sun I've ever experienced in my career in gardening. And so I put some raised beds in. We started as a group of farmers.
Now, when you say we, who do you mean with we?
Our family.
I believe that what I did is I stood there and went, I support you in this vision.
I
much that was my
I
plan.
ended up as a lone farmer. There's nothing sadder. Here my Amish family deserts me, and I am alone in the fields.
My husband.
The North 40. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call it that now, the North 40.
That's classy. Yeah, I don't remember me ever saying, oh, man, I'm out there on my knees in the dirt with you. I remember saying, I support you because my work in the outdoor vision is that I get to pick up all the dog poop, which is super lucky, and then I mow all the lawns and I trim them and I use the blower, which, by the way, there's an unreasoning power, an unreasoning sense of control that comes over you when you are the one utilizing the leaf blower.
Do you see what she just did there? She pivoted. I was going to help you farm into dog poo.
I don't remember ever saying I was going to help you. I remember saying I support you in this.
I have a daughter. Where was she? Nowhere to be found. Hiding under her bed, perhaps. Notice I don't have a laptop. You know why? Because Amish people, farmers, don't have laptops.
Why don't you really have a laptop? Because
it's over there, and I'm too lazy to light it up. But the overall deal, I am going to take you up on this.
You're such a dork.
You said you would buy me overalls.
Do I have to be seen with you if you wear the overalls?
I had them in college in Maine, and I was hot.
No, you had them when we first got married, and you may have noticed that at some point they disappeared. That's because I set them on fire.
The girls who wore them were hot.
That's different.
So I'm a lone farmer.
I'm sorry, baby.
But I'm looking at all the vegetables and stuff, and I was thinking, we got cucumbers, we got all the normal thing, and I asked you on Facebook what else should I have, and you gave me suggestions. And
Many
then
good advice. Thank you so much.
And then one of the things I was going through our YouTube channel, go there, by the way, it's ridiculous.
Todd and Erin Collard.
Yeah, and I found
pretty easy to find.
I found a video, and this was made later in the year, last year, when the vegetable gardens were going and everything was great, and everybody's giving you produce.
And it's all sitting there on your counter, and it looks so nice right until the fruit flies show up.
And that's what this is about.
I hate those things more than life itself.
We are ahead of schedule on this, But I thought, why not put this in the back of your brain?
Preventative.
Now.
Good idea.
So when it happens, you are ready. All right? Kill a fruit fly. Here it goes. Hi, everybody. Todd here. Whole chickens, drumsticks, or thighs, 77 cents at Smith's. It's a good deal. I like doing the cooking. I like doing the shopping in the house. But of course, this time of year, there's always a problem. Your friends, maybe you, have a vegetable garden, and you have all these vegetables, maybe some fruits that you have on the counter. And guess what happens? Fruit flies. Now, let's talk about this because, a lot of times your kids, they might want a pet, okay? Stay with me on this. A tortoise, not a good pet, lives for about 150 years. A big macaw parrot, not a good choice. 60 to 70 years. And you work your way down, and you get down to like the hamster level, the gerbil level, and then basically you end up at around the parakeet level. And parakeets, great training pet for your kids. Make sure they take care of them. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, they go to a farm in the country where they live happily ever after. But I've got a better pet. And before we start killing it, I should tell you about it. It's a fruit fly. Hence the vegetables and fruit. And they only last 24 hours. So it's a great training pet for your kids. Now, a couple of years ago, I walked into my mother-in-law's house. It's like I was being swarmed by bats. She had thousands and thousands of them. And I was like, Mary Helen, what are you doing? You can't live like this. And she says, well, I just kind of live with, it's time to kill some fruit flies. First of all, what you need is, I choose this glass because it's for a red wine. And what I'm going to use instead of wine is some vinegar. Some red wine vinegar, hence the glass, see? Now, I'm doing this, and you're thinking, Todd, how can this work? It works like a charm, and it's so easy. All I have to do is set up around the kitchen, around the areas that you have them. Now, this is a really important step, okay? Watch this, watch this. One drop, two. 2 drops. And you set it over here. Then you stir it up. At this point, you want to tell everybody in your house not to drink the red wine that's sitting on the windowsill, because that, my friends, would be gross. Extremely gross. So what we have is red wine vinegar and 2 drops of dish liquid. And we will set this where the fruit flies are. I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Todd, how much death are we talking about? And I will tell you, a severe amount, a brutal amount of fruit fly death will happen. Oh, you want proof, do you? Okay, watch this. This is like a magic trick. Nothing up the sleeves, no fruit flies under the fingernails. And I have this one out. Had this one out for 2 days. 2 days. Are you ready? That's how many fruit flies I killed. They don't stand a chance. They don't live 24 hours. They don't have a life. I'm so sorry, but they don't. So next time you want to get rid of fruit flies, you know what to do. All right? All right. When I go to heaven, let's pretend.
That's adorable.
When I go to heaven, meeting me at the gate will be 4 billion fruit flies.
I don't think fruit flies go to heaven. If they're not invented by the devil, then I don't know who did. Because they're horrible.
Oh, I go to heaven. That's so rich.
It's possible. You never know.
Move it, mean
God
guy.
might lower his standards.
Have you seen this video? It's a local Weber guy.
Talk about lowering standards.
He had a mishap. When you get in trouble when you're camping and have harsh words, what kind of camper are you?
Okay, let me say this in his defense. Okay, first of all, if you haven't seen this, it's the gentleman who had taken his family's trailer up and planted it on a campsite, getting ready for Memorial Day weekend. Now, another nice family who had a truck and a camper broke down, and they had pulled into this pull-off where his trailer was to try to figure out what they're going to do, which is completely normal. Now, this guy shows up with his family, excited to spend their Memorial Day weekend in the camper that he had planted, and he was furious to find this family here. Now, they can't help that. I understand that he's disappointed and frustrated that it might be taking some time for them to fix it, but it's not
Fix what?
The truck to get them out of there.
To move the trailer.
Yeah, but it's not their fault.
But the truck is broken.
Yes. So tell what happens from there, because it was pretty awful.
Let me tell you my version of it. Because if you haven't watched the 12-minute video on this,
Which is sad and awful.
somebody comes up to me and grabs me by the ears,
Now.
and the yelling and the screaming and the intimidation that was caused by this gentleman who was a worker for the Weber County.
Oh, he was. They fired him.
They fired him. And if you go, oh, that's not right, watch the full video. Watch the full video and watch the restraint of that family. So, I should probably tie the other story into this. By the way, it just made me so angry because The bully thing is just...
And we've all been there. Haven't you had a point where you broke down and it's like, and there's always one awesome person who goes, how can I help? What can I do for you?
Right.
It's called
camping.
Not the screaming mean person, but the person who says, man, that's really bad luck. Let's see what we can do.
You're not like at a campfire and you go that stressed, and you're not sitting at a campfire and you go, you call this a s'more? Get out of here. I'm going to strangle you and grab you by the ears. You don't do that. You're like, that s'more was awesome. It had dirt on it. It was great.
Who cares?
I'm camping.
All right, well,
So anyway,
now that we know the awful part of it, say the happy outcome. Because this is, once again, reinforces our belief that when you do see viral videos of awful behavior, it's dreadful and makes you doubt mankind.
Right.
There's always someone afterwards who steps up to make you reinforce your belief.
Well, this is kind of cool, and there's a lot of people that would, because everybody likes s'mores. And everybody likes a camper that's broke down because, boom, that's what you're made for, to help them.
Empathetic.
So on the Discovery Channel, there is a show called Diesel Brothers. Not my cup of tea. Basically, they take trucks and make monsters out of them.
They have awesome beards.
And they crush buildings with them. They can do anything.
As you can see, there's some big freaking beards.
They're actually really nice guys. And they just make the biggest, meanest trucks that you've ever seen. Well, they actually heard about this, saw part of the video, went on social media searching for them, saying, if you know this guy, and somebody was, oh, wait, they're in Utah. My sister's in Utah. And then they found them. So what's happening this week is the Diesel Brothers, I believe it's Texas, are getting a trailer, and they're going to throw one of the guys' pickup trucks on it, and they're going to drive up to Utah, and they're going to take the Cabrero's diesel truck, put it on the trailer, and then they're going to take it back to Texas. Meanwhile, leaving their pickup truck for them to use while they're gone. How cool is that?
I believe that the Sparks actually have a shop in Woods Cross.
Do they?
Take a look at it, Woods Cross.
Go for it.
By Bountiful.
So they're going to go up and do that?
Dave Sparks, Heavy D, the Discovery Channel's Diesel Brothers.
Right.
The show is about the Sparks' shop in Woods Cross, where he and his crew build tricked-out trucks and give them away. Spark had said, nobody should be treated this way, nobody. And he says, if anyone knows Jose Caballero, please send me his information. I need to get in touch with him so he can get his truck over to the shop and do some work on it.
I was wrong about Texas.
Within a couple of hours, Sparks says he'd spoken with the family and had plans to make improvements on the vehicle. He goes, I'm heading there Monday with a tow truck. I'm going to take him my personal pickup and leave that with him for a few days while we bring his truck back.
How cool is that?
This is like the Grinch. I'm going to take it from here
That's
in my
right.
workshop.
Right.
There. Except for he's not the Grinch, he's the opposite. He's going to be way more excited to get some of the cool stuff, the lifts, the wheels, the tires, and the stereo.
Oh, no, he's not going to. He's going to come back with 10-foot wheels. Oh, no.
Sparks, God bless him, says, I want to take what it started as a negative situation and make a positive spin. Hopefully what we do with his truck and what we can do for his family will make them understand that there's good people who care about them.
See?
And you know this truck is so going to be tricked out.
And I'm the first one to
I'm dying for
allow
this.
someone to apologize and stuff like that, but I'm sorry. The only reason this guy apologized is because they caught him. That's my belief. And he's just really mean.
But you know what?
family.
Maybe this will be the thing that will change him.
Yeah.
And he will say, he saw his own face. And
That
what he
would be
did,
awesome.
And maybe this will be the awakening
That
for him.
would be great.
And he will go, oh my God, that's
Right.
not who I am.
Now, so his name is in the article. I'm not going to say it. I'm
No,
not
there's
going to
no
say
need.
it. But next time he applies for a job, they're going to put his name into Google. And that's what you're going to see. Because the internet lasts forever. And so, just a thought.
Speaking of which, I want to dump the story about this right now.
Yeah, let's not.
Because I will tell you why. You were talking about social media and how it's forever. The president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints just came out with an edict. And he even had like a really cool catchy name with it.
This.
Basically he wants the church's youth to take a 7-day fast from social media. And what he said was actually...
Their heads will explode.
What he said was actually really smart, because he basically said, you go on social media and you see everyone's exotic locations and their fantastic vacations and their beautiful new car, and you see all these things, and he says, you forget that everybody's trying to put the very best, coolest, most exotic thing they've ever done up there.
Right.
And he says, instead of showing this is my daily life and crap, I had to clean the kitchen again because a cat barfed. Nobody does it. They'll go, look how beautiful my life is. And he goes, so basically you're absorbed in this fake world that it's not even real to them. It's like supermodels who you see who are airbrushed who really don't even look like that themselves, even though they're the most beautiful women on earth. It's kind of the same thing with your Facebook.
It's me, Stud Todd, killing fruit flies. It's that luxury, that celebrity lifestyle,
that exotic approach
that I've got to pull back a
tried to
little bit
take.
because evidently it's making people feel bad. So a week. How would you do with that, Erin?
You already know how I could do.
Tell how would it go if you were like totally offline? You're like sitting in a macrame hammock,
The only
playing
time
a flute.
only time this has ever happened was up on Piers Island. It's this little tiny island off the coast of Canada. And we went there with some friends, and it was the first day when I went, oh God, my phone doesn't work here. I don't have any bars. And by the second day, I'm in the closet and I'm holding my phone going, I can't live like this. I can't. And Todd's looking at me like, you are the saddest person I have ever
Let me say it's where we were. Picture.
I'm not I loved Piers Island. I loved Charlie and Shannon's house. That was not it. It was beautiful. But
Victoria Island, southern tip. The San Juans are there. So the waves, there's no waves. It just kind of moves gently. And thousands of islands, right? And there's this huge pier, and you go up in the house. It's like unbelievable. It's got like 4 master bedrooms overlooking this area, and it's great. And they have boats, a little boat that I can take out, and they have crab traps and shrimp traps, and I go out every day, and it's like, you know how fast it takes to catch a Dungeness crab? 10 minutes.
that part was awesome.
And it was just this, I come back and everybody crabs again. And that was everything to me. That's equal to your internet addiction.
I'm not saying that it was not the most perfect, idyllic spot in the world. That
Except
it was
for
amazing.
you in the closet.
I would have liked to have been emotionally prepared for the fact that my phone would not have worked there. I could have prepared some other way.
Wasn't there another part of that? He asked them to take a week off, and there was something else about one day they were supposed to do. But anyway, I think that's a great challenge. I don't think anybody can do it.
I would like to. I know I can't because our job is social media. I'm sorry. We're a digital platform. This is my job. I cannot be off.
So if you were a farmer, you wouldn't need this. Imagine you helping somebody else farm.
Yeah, that'd be great. Who's picking up the dog poop and mowing the lawn while I'm farming?
E-I-E-I-O. It's a song.
Let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. Yeah, Daisy. She's brought to you by Fink & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple.
E-I-E-I-O.
Go to fink-mcgregor.com, find out more information. Make sure you tell them the Todd and Erin show sent you. Also by Brio Technologies. These guys are your experts in lighting, sound, and video. They've created media centers for like schools that are unbelievable. You should see what they can do for you. Also by the New Millennium Group. Now, if you're talking finances and you're like starting to freak out about your retirement, you should always freak out because you need help, and these are the people that can ask the right questions to get you started. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com for more information. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Monday, June 4th on GephardtDaily.com. Unified Police investigators are trying to establish a motive in a pair of Kearns drive-by shootings that targeted the same house twice in a span of about 25 hours. The first attack took place early Sunday morning about 2 a.m. when police say at least 4 shots were fired at the home from a passing vehicle. No one inside the residence at 5063 West Jarrett Avenue was hit, but bullet holes were found in the front of the house. Monday morning, about 3 a.m., shots rang out a second time. Police say they're reviewing a neighbor's security camera video which purportedly shows the vehicle from which the shots were allegedly fired. A 2-year-old Riverton girl is in critical condition after being found unconscious inside a neighbor's backyard swimming pool Sunday. Unified police officials said first responders were dispatched to a home near 12700 South and Timpview Drive about 1:20 p.m. When police arrived, they found the child's 20-year-old sister performing CPR. Officers took over the resuscitation efforts until medical personnel arrived. The 2-year-old was taken by ground ambulance to a nearby hospital before being flown by helicopter to Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. And officers were called to the scene of a shooting late Sunday afternoon after two groups of juveniles exchanged words, and the incident escalated to rock throwing and gunfire. West Jordan police officials said the incident in the area of 70th South and 4600 West involved one group in a parked car and the other on the sidewalk. Words were exchanged between the two groups, and someone in the car brandished a handgun towards the other juveniles, officials said. It was reported to police that one of the juveniles then picked up a rock, threw it at the car, breaking out the car window, and a fight ensued. Then shots were fired as the car sped off. The investigation is ongoing. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audio-visual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and in Layton. Today is going to be a hot one with temps in the upper 90s in northern Utah. There's 0% chance of rain all week, and temps are going to hang in the low to mid 90s. So be sure to slather on your sunscreen. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to gephartdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy. I got to tell you, Millennium Financial Services, they have, this is kind of an interesting thing. You saved a 401k, most of you. You've put money aside. There you go. You have equity in your house. There you go. Your car's paid off. Imagine all these things happening, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, Social Security, all that stuff, retirement, and how am I going there? And I got that one last kid who was a mistake, and he's got to go to college, and the rest have already graduated. And you go, how do I get him through, still get that, and still have retirement? And you don't know how to put the whole package together. Well, these are the people who can help you out. New Millennium Financial, they have the answers for you. Tell me something good, time.
This is pretty sweet. Now, I know that there's a lot of people who love their mayor, and warm and charismatic and very, very close to people and really care. Oh, is that not it? Oh, it's the trucker. That you've got the story.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Golly, man, why are you letting me intro?
I have no idea. Darren Phillips is a truck driver. Did you know there's a shortage on truck drivers? Do you know that truck drivers make 60 to 80,000 a year? They're looking for licensed drivers, or we can go get trained or whatever. Our friend's a truck driver. We're on Facebook with him all the time.
Hi, Driver Dave.
And they experience so many things. Picture your office having that windshield, and you drive from here to San Diego in one day, and then some people drive from here to the East Coast, in a couple days and stuff. You get to see everything. People could write a book about what they've seen. And Darren Phillips is the same way. He was coming down from Rock Springs, Wyoming, and they're coming down back to Salt Lake City. And he's still up in Wyoming, and he comes over this hill, and he sees a highway patrol car with another car in front of it. Obviously, someone had pulled the car over. And
speeding, something.
Something,
blah,
who
blah,
knows?
Blah. Yeah, sure.
Suspicious activity. As he got closer, he noticed that there was two people on the ground wrestling.
That's a bad sign.
As he got closer,
that's a really bad sign.
It was a highway patrol officer and this guy who was not a patrol officer at all. There's the mugshot. And basically what happened is Darren decided, well, I'm pulling the truck over, got to help. Gets out, starts running up to these two that are on the ground. And the highway patrol looks over, sees him, and says, he's after my gun.
He's going for my gun.
That's
not got to be the scariest sentence on the planet
at all. Gun retention is like one of the biggest things they teach you, because you're fighting a guy basically with one arm, and your other hand is guarding your gun so they don't get it. Well, he's on top of the highway patrol officer at this point. Darren comes over and does the old under the neck and over the neck and roll him back. And he did. He rolled him right off of him.
Wow.
And held him in a chokehold, because it makes you a little dizzy. And until the officer got themselves together, they called in backup. The other guys came in, and they cuffed him and all that stuff.
This guy's like a noodle on the side of the highway.
But Darren's got a hold of this guy, and it turns out that he's been around as far as law enforcement goes. Spent 12 years in the Marine Corps, 14 years in the National Guard. He's done 2 tours in Iraq. He goes, never done a chokehold before. It worked well.
Worked out great. Wow.
So
there's the trucker you want coming over the hill when
there's
you're
the
having
trucker.
trouble. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? And we've traveled on I-80 and stuff. We traveled I-80 and a lot of times we're the only ones on the road with them. And it's if you haven't done a long stretch of I-80 or I-70, it's a lot of trucks and few cars. And they kind of, they come over and they have to, every 10 hours they have to sleep, and, and they do that. And we always found it feels the safest if we're pulling a trailer is we go up where the trucks are and kind of tuck in there because they all watch out for each other, which is cool.
I still want to have the guy who is the veteran of like 27 excursions who knows how to do chokeholds, because that's epic.
That's a cool story.
Wow.
So there you go. That's something good.
I would be the person running around in circles, and you would actually probably be in there doing the chokehold. But wow.
I mean, you don't have a choice, do you, though?
No, I guess not.
All right, let's talk about Christopher's.
Okay, this is so cool. Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. We're going to be doing a party later on with Christopher's, and I'll tell you about it later. But right now, it's dinner for 4. It's you, it's your friends, it's people you love, and you get to hang out, and they take glorious care of you. Now, the only way that you have to, and the only thing you have to do to enter to win this is just share the show today. If you're on Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved, share it from there. If you're with us on the Todd and Erin page, hi. Just make sure you share the show from here, and it irritates your friends. It spreads us out a little bit. More importantly, it enters you to win the Christopher's dinner for 4. So that's all you need to do.
All right, very good. Coming up next.
Speaking of food.
Weird festivals you need to go to. They have one at Bear Lake. We'll tell you what it is coming up next.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by StayFit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape. Feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at StayFitWellnessClinic.com.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Festivals are going on all over the place. Bear Lake has the raspberries, that'll be, I think, is that now or later? That's probably later, isn't it?
Probably, they're barely coming out now, aren't they? They're not really
I think
ripe
it's
yet?
later. And those shakes, the
Yeah.
raspberries, so good.
There's a garlic festival down south. It's central Utah, and I'm trying to remember which little town it was. But it was the first time I'd ever had garlic ice cream, and it was actually not bad.
Makes me want to hurl. Let's start with the giant omelet celebration, shall we?
Oh, that sounds good. I could go to that.
No.
Why?
No, because it's these guys with a 15-foot pan, and they got like HOAs that they're doing this. Does not look good at all. Bug
Eggs
Fest.
and cheese. You can
Bug
have that
Fest.
one.
Let's grind up bugs and put them in your food.
That one can be yours.
Ew.
Thanks. That's good.
I don't think you'd go there unless there was beer.
No,
that you would
there's not
just-
enough alcohol to fool you.
Give me one of the locust rolls.
No, look, I ate the cricket chips when we did the chirp chips. I ate the
wasn't a
cricket chips, and I
problem.
was okay with it.
Right.
But no, no. Go on.
Here's the saddest one. This is just saddest thing. The lettuce festival. Really?
Well, maybe they have some really nice vinaigrettes.
The only least visited festival is the kale festival, because it's fuzzy lettuce, and no one wants to go to it. I know it's good. I know some of you love it. It's great. I'd rather eat a thistle plant, which
It's
is
very
pretty much
similar.
the same thing.
Yeah, really.
Now garlic. Now you can go garlic. Garlic festival. I have not been to one. My friends have, and there's like every booth sells something with garlic in it. Garlic jelly.
But you love garlic. We always get like those garlic sauces and stuff at the farmer's market. You love that
You
stuff.
know what I have found?
Yes.
I have found that I am not into extremes anymore.
Really?
My life has been an extreme. And now it's like bacon. I don't want too much bacon.
Bacon has gone on overload.
Yeah.
I think people are backing off from bacon now, though.
So if you do a strawberry spinach salad with a little bit of crumbles of bacon, awesome. If you take a roast and you lattice work bacon on top of it, not good. That's just me. Pancakes.
You can't go wrong with pancakes.
Is that a festival, though?
Well, there might be many different kinds. Perhaps there'll be a Belgian waffle. No, I guess you can't have a Belgian waffle in a
No,
pancake
and then there's
place.
the deer venison, the venison thing. Wild meats, I think, is the thing you're looking for.
Wild meats.
They got bear and they've got squirrel gravy. Eaten that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They've eaten bear, too.
What does bear taste like?
If it's cleaned right, it's not bad. If you leave all the fat in it stuff, it's horrific. It's like something that
Beyond gamey, huh?
It's like something that fell off the bottom of your truck when you're coming down a mountain.
I would think the herbivore bears wouldn't be bad.
Herbivores,
The herbivores.
omnivores.
But I think it would be the meat eaters that would be the issue.
Well, they go back and forth, They swing both ways. They do.
I thought black bears didn't.
Omnivores, herbivores. Omnivores.
I thought the black bears didn't.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. It's mostly dead stuff. Because deer are hard to catch. Soybean festival. Really? I don't care if there's bounce houses and face painting. That's not going to be a big thing. And so is the potato festival. What are you doing? Okay, French fries, baked potatoes, funeral potatoes.
You know what? I would totally go to a potato festival.
Would you?
No, the incarnations of potato, all the things that you can do with a potato are glorious.
Right.
There's nothing bad you can make of a potato unless you like step on it and it's on the
Right.
bottom of your foot. I would totally go to a potato festival.
Oh, brewing festival.
Very popular, I'm
yes,
sure.
Yes, this is how to make crazy beers out of different ingredients.
Is this where all those weird like cold special beers come here where you find out that it's got like raspberries and lime or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Some call those wussy beers.
Those are craft beers, I thought.
The craft beers usually don't, and Mike in the booth will agree with me here. Craft beers aren't usually flavored with peach.
Everyone's a critic. That's really sad.
I'm not making fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, and they are delicious, by the way. They come out in the fall. So that the other ones have never been to. Strawberry Festival, onions, Scrapple. You been to a Scrapple one?
There's a Scrapple festival?
Scrapple.
Scrapple isn't that like innards?
It's in Pennsylvania.
It's innards, right?
No, it's
chopped up innards.
It's
Scrapple.
bits and pieces.
That's innards.
So no, it's not innards. It's outers and
innards.
chunks and bits, and they grind it up. It's like Spam, but scrabblier. And they pack it in and put it in a gelatin form, and you cut it. And you know what people like to eat it with on a sandwich? White bread, grape jelly. I do not lie. Grape jelly, and then salty and savory. Picture it. Lamb, mint jelly, and lamb. See it? Probably not. And of course, there's a testicle festival, which is cool because it rhymes.
Sadly, they are not having it this year.
And why?
The founder had finally decided, he goes, I want to do something I can be proud of. And he said that the last couple of years,
shooting.
the last couple of years had been marred by violence and apparently a lot of assaults and shootings. And he felt, maybe the testicle festival is not meant to.
32 years. And the guy got shot. He probably told the other guy to go grow a pair. And then he got his gun, he shot him. So there you go. Don't say that to anybody.
I don't think they serve them here anymore. They used to serve them on Cowboy Grub, the restaurant that was up on Foothill in Salt Lake City.
Right.
But that's gone. So I have not heard of anyone else serving
They're not a big deal.
these items
Yeah.
in the Wasatch Front area.
They're not a big deal, but you got to do it once. You're serious.
My dad was really into sweetbreads, and we used to have those on his birthday, which are lamb intestine bits.
Wait, sweetbreads.
They're lamb innards. And
Google.
sweetbreads?
Brains.
Oh, brains. That's right. Sorry, it is lamb brains. But Mom always made them. I mean, but it's
Your
back,
mom used to cook them.
But it's back to anything sautéed in butter and lemon is going to be good. You'd eat
Did you
your
have
boot.
liver when you were a kid?
She always fooled us, and she served it with bacon because we almost never got bacon.
Bacon again.
No, but it was like a huge treat. So we're like, oh my gosh, it's liver and
What
bacon.
what kind of liver? Beef liver?
What do you usually
Did
serve
it look
children?
like a slab, or did it look like little livers?
No, it was a slab. And she
Beef.
apparently made her nauseous, and she never told us, and she faked it. And we're like, we're having liver and bacon. Because we were apparently unbelievably impressionable.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. All right, so now we can talk about the mayor.
We're gonna have to talk about parents who lies parents have told you sometime. Not
We
today,
should.
but we should bring that up. You should start thinking about it.
Now, which mayor is this?
I love this man. This is actually a nomination for Reader's Digest Top 10 Nicest Places in America contest, and we've been challenging everybody here to do this.
Okay.
But this guy is wonderful. His name is Mayor Dave Kleiss. He serves a monthly dinner with people I don't know. And this is in St. Cloud, which is in Minneapolis. It's the 8th largest city. And he invites like newly arrived immigrant families or people that he's never really met before.
Right,
And he
right,
says,
right.
come over to my house. I'm going to make you dinner. Now, he's done this for over 150 dinners. And basically, he likes to hear their stories. How did you end up here in St. Cloud?
Right.
What's your life been like? What's going on? And so he says over making 120 of these dinners, he says that he's feels like he's created a network now of these people. He says, I think I could call any one of them if I needed help, and they would be there for me.
Right,
and I
right.
want them to know the same thing from me.
Right.
Which is pretty freaking amazing to think of a mayor who invites people, strangers, to his home.
Plus-
and he says
plus
they
the
may
fact-
come strangers, but they always leave as friends.
Yeah, but we're talking about his relationship with them, but then you have to think about the other people there and them networking with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have all these interconnections, which sounds like really fun.
Yeah, and you're making new friends and you're getting to know things. I mean, it's cool. He says if you're only hearing from people willing to speak at a public meeting, you're missing something. He says if you open and transparent, if you're accessible, then you create trust.
Right.
And he says, and that's how nothing festers. That means that's how people start talking to each other and getting to know each other. I just think it's wonderful, and I love the fact that he makes them dinner.
And the other thing is like politically, if you want to go there, he probably has a great idea and a good feeling of what they're looking for as far as representation.
Yeah, whatever their
Because
needs.
I am
what his
so
life's like.
tired of seeing these congressmen and these senators come up with bills that you're just like, what?
You're really spending time on that?
Where did this
Why?
come from?
No, there's like one guy in my district that really needs this.
There's a guy local about 5 years ago thought it would be good if he passed a law that said it's okay to shoot stray cats.
Oh my God.
And how often did that come up in town meetings?
I remember that. Now, the horrible part about that is it almost passed. Until people are like, so you're going to have guns in the hands of people aiming randomly at cats in
Your
neighborhoods.
neighborhoods. Speaking of guns, let's go to the trained individuals who are known how to handle a gun.
Best story ever. I've been waiting for this one because this is pretty awesome.
All right, so let's figure you had a hard day. You're an FBI agent doing your FBI-ing.
Sure, there's many hard things that happen there.
You think, you know what I need to do? I need to cut loose. I need to go have some fun. And so maybe you go and have some fun. And you find a bar, as you would, and you go in, and suddenly there's a dance-off. How many
You
times?
can't turn that
How many
down.
people have been challenged with that and said no? 0.
Especially not after a few beers.
Then he said, you know what? I'm dancing. And he gets up and he starts dancing. The crowd starts going crazy. And he thinks to himself, you know what I got to do? I got to take this over the top. I got to raise this bar just a little bit more. So he does a front flip.
Nice. That's pretty impressive. I don't know if that's a standard FBI thing, but good for him.
Gun falls out of his waistband. Hits the floor. Now, most professionals carry a gun chambered, which means there's a bullet in the chamber. And now all you got to do is
Slightest twitch.
pull
Yeah.
the little trigger. And so he's down on the ground now, going for his gun, and he grabs his gun. His finger goes in the cage, and he shoots someone. I didn't mean to laugh. But he did. He shot someone. It's bystander.
You shot me!
One of the guys
Can you
going,
just
you're
imagine?
dancing. You're a dancing FBI guy. Boom. You shot me. Why'd you shoot me? So.
That is the saddest thing ever.
The funny thing is on this, is that on the video, the FBI guy puts his gun back in his waistband and casually walks away.
Wait, he didn't like go over to the guy he just shot and go, hey, let's get some medical care? He seriously just walked away?
I'll do my impression of him. Okay, here we go. Everything like this. So he goes, he picks up his gun like this, and he puts it back in the thing.
Like nothing to see here, move along? Are you kidding me?
Once again, something about gun retention that is really important.
I did not know that he just walked away like, if I walk away, then it's like it never happened.
Dude, come here.
You shot this.
You shot a guy. We got to talk. We got to at least have a discussion.
Freaking believable.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
That's not that funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. Are you kidding me?
All right, coming up, it's, of course, the Monday box office, and you're wondering who did really well, because like Solo, Star Wars did really, really well last weekend. How did it do this weekend? We will tell you next. We're brought to you by StayFit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at StayFitWellnessClinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish. It is the Todd and Erin Hollywood Connection here, and of course brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Listen, you've really got to call them for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. I think this weekend told us all it's just about time. And it's amazing what they can do to save you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to utahheatingandcooling.com.
Tell me a Star Wars movie last weekend, not this last weekend, the weekend before, and how did it do then?
Well, it did huge. I mean,
Huge as in, I thought it was disappointing.
No, it wasn't disappointing. Rogue One in 2016 had an opening weekend for $155 million, which was epic. That was like, now that the Avengers have taken over, that's like the second biggest weekend opening in history.
More movies we haven't seen.
And so they were really hoping for Solo, a Star Wars story, to do well. It made $135 million, which is really good.
Yeah, it is.
That's great. That's a ton of money. You can also imagine they spent about, $400?
Well, look at the scenery.
It's pretty cool. I mean, millions upon millions upon millions of dollars making this sucker. The actor, by the way, is adorable.
And he's playing Harrison Ford's part.
65% drop, less than 30 million. So they were really shocked by that. That's the fastest drop of any Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but it's not like an Adam Sandler movie. I mean, that's pretty good.
No, but it's pretty big. I mean, in terms of
To the critics, to the trolls, how are they dealing with the movie? Because usually they pick it apart as far as details go and stuff.
I think they liked it. The funny thing is that Deadpool 2, which it's R-rated, so it's a lot harder to earn a ton of money.
Yeah,
it's not all accessible. However, it's in its third weekend and it still almost barely beats Solo. Which is cool. And you have to remember, they sandwiched that poor movie between Avengers and Solo, a Star Wars movie.
Right.
And Deadpool is still almost at $300 million internationally. So that's pretty impressive. It was his destiny.
I was trying to figure out, a friend asked me about it, and they said, well, how mature is it? Or immature in some cases. Deadpool, as far as being R-rated. And
ridiculously vulgar.
Yeah,
over the top vulgar.
I pulled up, and it's like a guilty pleasure. And Ryan Reynolds, he is just hilarious. I pulled up some trailers and stuff, and I went,
It's like that.
No, because they're not. They're not like that.
Have you done a Red Band trailer? It will tell you everything you need to know.
There you go. Do a Red Band. Okay.
It's wonderfully funny, but you have to be a disgusting human being like essentially us to enjoy it. So that's good. But we should just go to Daisy because she's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's brought to you by New Millennium Financial Group. This is the time to take control of your finances while the economy is booming so that you are set and ready to go. Just go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. Also by the StayFit Wellness Group, I'm going in on Wednesday Wednesday to see them, and I'm very excited. Change your approach to health. Do a top to bottom, all full body wellness program, and it's going to change everything about how you live your life. And by Fink and McGregor, they are mortgages, of course, made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com to see your options within like 4 minutes of questions. It's amazing. And make sure you told them that the Todd and Erin show told you to call. All right, Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news in the US and around the world Monday, June 4th on GephartDaily.com. A Maine woman drove her car onto a Little League baseball field during the middle of a game on Saturday and killed a 68-year-old man, police said. Police in Sanford, Maine said Carol Sharrow, 51, drove her vehicle through the main gate of Goodall Park and onto the field as kids were playing a Little League game. The vehicle struck a pedestrian who was near the main gate and then sped from the scene. Sharrow was arrested and charged with manslaughter. And President Donald Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, said Sunday Trump probably has the power to pardon himself if found guilty in special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Appearing on ABC's This Week, Giuliani said Trump isn't planning to pardon himself, but is likely afforded the ability to under the U.S. Constitution. He has no intention of pardoning himself, Giuliani said. It would be an open question. I think it would probably get answered by, gosh, that's what the Constitution says, and if you want to change it, change it. And a short fin male pilot whale died in southern Thailand after swallowing more than 17 pounds of plastic bags and packaging. Veterinarians removed more than 80 plastic bags from the whale's stomach, said Thai officials in a CNN report. The whale, which weighed about 1,100 pounds and was nearly 15 feet long, died Friday afternoon. Officials said at least 300 marine animals, pilot whales, sea turtles, and dolphins, die each year in Thai waters after ingesting plastic. Time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Today is going to be a toasty one with temps in the upper 90s in northern Utah and edging up towards a 105 in southern Utah. There is 0% chance of rain all week, and temps are going to hang in the low to mid 90s up north and 100 or more every day down south. So be sure to slather on your sunscreen. For more news 24/7, check out GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, my dear Daisy. Thank you, my dear Daisy. StayFit Wellness Group, I was really interested about them because their approach was something that I've been reading more and more about that they do in a lot of the European countries, where they're trying to, instead of just patching over problems by assigning a medication, they're like, let's take a look at you head to toe. Let's look at a full body wellness program and let's see what we can do to change your life. Dr. Bowden has been in practice for an unimaginable amount of time, and they even thought about retiring, and he went, no, I'm going to come back, because he saw the need for this. And there's so many things that he's been researching that he can do with children with special needs. There's so many things with that midlife area where you're just not sure how to take care of yourself anymore, and you don't want to have to rely on medication all the time. These are the things that he can do that changes your life. Now, if you go to StayFitWellnessClinic.com, that's StayFitWellnessClinic.com, you can learn more and then schedule a consultation. This is the way to change your life, not just to fix one problem, and you deserve it.
All right, so coming up next, someone in Tooele, the dog thing. You've got a story.
He's an overachieving dog,
Really?
but not in a good way.
And an HO from hell if you're living in a complex planned unit development. This will make you feel easier about your own situation. It's all coming up next.
We're brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. Some care now could make the difference in hundreds of dollars of energy bills this summer. And by New Millennium Financial Group. Take your feeble financial health back to a more robust position with a consult with New Millennium Financial Group. They're offering a complimentary financial analysis to get you started at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Good farming weather for me, Todd the farmer.
Well, it's not good farming weather apparently in Tooele.
Why?
Have you heard about this dog?
No.
Okay, this is an overachieving dog. This is a husky. This is a big, strong husky owned by Mackenzie Morton.
Oh, no.
That would be him.
I think I
Who
read
now
this.
faces a total of 6 Class C misdemeanor charges. Police had originally requested 27 counts, but I guess they loosened that up.
Of what?
She let the dog out, and the dog killed 27 animals by the time the animal
got her.
control was able to nail him down. As a matter of fact, this Trip Kiss, who has chickens, he says, "Oh, I noticed him when he came out of the roost and he had one of my chickens still in his mouth."
Yeah.
And he says, "I actually chased the dog down in my underwear." Once he was caught, they found out that he'd killed 2 Flemish rabbits, a pilgrim goose, a bronze turkey,
This is horrific.
5 chickens, and 2 ducks. How do you do that in that short of a period of time? And it's not like he was even eating them. He was just... And so the thing that's really sad about this, though, is that when they finally pounded on the door with Morton, she went, "Oh, I had no idea you couldn't let a dog run free. Your dog just killed 27 animals. This is a mean, crazy, overachieving dogs."
27 animals that other people owned and loved.
And here's the thing that I thought was so amazing. The Kiss family says it's going to be like $1,500 to replace all the animals.
It's not the money.
And the thing that's kind of sad.
It's the suffering and their relationships with those animals.
Well, here's the thing that kills me. Kiss, the one who chased him down, says, I hope the dog wasn't euthanized. I have no ill will towards the dog. There's no ill feelings here." I'm like, how can you not have no will towards the dog?
I'll tell you.
You know your chickens.
I'll tell you a horrific story.
Oh dear.
So I was living in Maine, living on a farm.
We really want to tell this story?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't think that story's funny at all.
I didn't think it was funny either. I thought it was horrible.
Bothers the boogers.
I just thought the Kiss guy was really sweet
Yeah.
for being so forgiving.
And I'm not saying that that breed of dog has a streak or anything. Huskies, but when you live in Maine and there's a dog chasing a deer across the snow, and see the deer has to fight its way through the snow, and the dog can run on the crust on top. You are totally encouraged by the state of Maine to shoot the dog, because the dog will eventually wear the deer down, and then kill it. So this is a serious story. I'm so sorry. Maybe I shouldn't tell it. Okay, I will. So, because this is a lesson about owning your dog and being a steward to your dog and keeping your dog safe from doing stuff like that. So anyway, on the farm, sheep farm as well, had about 30 sheep. They all double lambed every spring. He had really worked this thing, and they sold the wool and stuff. And a bunch of dogs got together one night, and they came through, and they killed 17 of them. Of a farmer who makes his living doing this. And I just thought to myself, what a horrible thing is to have an animal. The animal should be put down right off the bat. Done. The person should be fined for all of this. It's so serious. I'm sorry, I just got really serious there. But it just, having been in the middle of this, and it bothers me. I don't like it when a dog runs up and barks at you. So anyway.
No, I'm with you there.
Hurts my heart.
You know, I've talked to a couple of people who live in HOAs around here. There's one in particular down in South Jordan that I've heard a lot about it. The Homeowners Association, but basically, you know, this is how they control the look of the area. You know, like there's approved fencing perhaps, or there's a percentage of lawn you're required to maintain. Or
I already have a problem with
blah,
this.
blah, blah.
Right?
I know. But they really came up with a problem in Doraville, Georgia, because the HOA there pretty much controlled everything, to the point where a group of people filed a lawsuit saying, you've taken this from HOA fees to actually making revenue generation for this town.
I don't understand.
For instance, Hilda Brucker, she went down to the municipal court after receiving a phone call. She hadn't received a summons or any knowledge. They said, you got a ticket here, you got to clear. She went, oh, okay. So she went down.
Right.
She was placed before a judge and a prosecutor who accused her of violating the HOA city code because of cracks in her driveway.
Right.
She was actually fined $100 and sentenced to 6 months criminal probation, even though this was the first time she had even been made aware that her driveway was an issue.
Let me make a point here, is that the people who get on the board of an HOA have no requirements of any knowledge or any experience working like this.
And it was so sad. She goes, I didn't even have detention in high school. I mean, she's that traumatized. Here were some of the other ones that were completely outrageous. They raised over almost $4 million in fines within 1 year from all of the HOA requirements. There was another one where a man, Jeff Thornton, was fined $1,000 and threatened with an arrest warrant because he had, and I quote, a disorganized pile of wood in his backyard, fenced-in backyard.
I wouldn't do well in this situation.
Mm-hmm. And there's just amazing.
I've heard about flags. You can't fly a flag in your front yard.
Oh, that's ridiculous. And then it's
like,
always
no.
a veteran going, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones that were amazing, unapproved lawn ornaments, a fountain in the backyard.
What do they have against gnomes, huh?
A fountain in the backyard that was, quote, 6 inches too wide for regulations.
What were they doing in the backyard?
And another one where a woman was fined $2,500 because she refused to remove the paving stones in her front yard and replace it with concrete. She is, by the way, 85 years old.
Oh, you dirty, rotten dog.
Is that making you feel better about your HOA now? When have you ever seen those two combined, where you have a homeowners association go into a municipality?
What?
And then combined with criminality?
When I grew up in Lexington, Massachusetts, historical
site. I don't know what this
site.
was, by the way.
But that's a new thing. Historical town, shot heard around the world, and there's Lexington Green, and my friend's mom, who was a single mom, lived about half a block away. And this was the first time I ever heard of requirements as far as what you could do.
That's because your house was perfect. It was this perfectly shingled New England cottage.
It was
because
cedar.
Todd's mother, Miss Virginia, is like a goddess of like all decor.
She was born
but it was like, yeah.
in the wrong century. So my friend has a white house, has black shutters, as required in the state of Massachusetts. It
is very charming.
And so my friend and I said, well, we're going to paint his house. And so we started, the process because the city had come by and gave her a citation saying,
what?
you've got to do your house because it was peeling.
Oh,
and
okay.
she's like a single mom and stuff. And so we said, oh, we'll do it. Right? And we didn't get to it right away. And they came back again. A carload of people pull up to the curb and they come out like 3 of them with clipboards.
Well, they're official if they have a clipboard.
And a stick up there. So anyway, so we're like, we're on it. It's a plan. We're going to do that. Get off my lawn. And they leave. And we thought to ourselves, you know what?
Did they take the clipboards with them?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
And the stick up there. So what we thought we'd do is we went down and we had to prime the house. And so we went down and we got a primer that was actually left over from another job someone didn't buy. And you know how you can do that at Home Depot. And so we bought one of those, 5 gallons of it, as a matter of fact, and we had the house all sanded and all, the loose paint off. And we took that paint, because you only can paint your house white. That's the rule. What color?
White.
White.
With black shutters.
With black shutters. So we took the turquoise paint and we started
This
doing
is so awesomely mean-spirited.
every other clapboard. So it was aqua, white, aqua, white, aqua, white. And like that. And we finished the front of the house.
Did you hear their colons slam shut from where you were?
No, because the stick was there. And so we did that. And then we went and did the rest of the house regularly. But right from the street, you had this striped house. And they showed up with their clipboards and their sticks. And they were furious. They were furious. And it was so funny because the rest of the house is being done. They can't see it. They only can see the stuff from the street.
You are pure evil.
Oh, it was so much fun.
I really respect you.
I
for
was
that.
a rebel and I was never going to change. And now here I am.
I'm not going to lie. That was awesome. That makes me love you even more right now.
Really?
Even more.
Really?
Yes, very much.
Stop touching me there.
Whatever.
Okay, so anyway.
All right, this is one of my favorite things because the British have this wonderful gift for understatement that always cracks me up. But Benedict Cumberbatch, of course, who is Sherlock Holmes, and he's also Dr. Strange, adorable in every way. Apparently, this food delivery cyclist was going down the street in London,
Sure.
and these 4 scumbags all jump on him. They start beating the holy hell out of him because they're
Right.
trying to steal his money.
His food, too.
Now, Benedict Cumberbatch leaps out of his Uber and charges towards these guys, yelling at them, and hauls one off. And he's like, freaks them out, and they run away screaming. And, he's wonderful, and he saved the cyclist. And the Uber driver was like, this guy was amazing. It was amazing
And he
to
did it
watch him.
without his cape.
Well, the thing that was so sweet about it, and here's where I love him most, because immediately, of course, all the press were there, and he's helping the guy get back up. And they said, "Why did you do this? You're a hero." And he goes, "No."
No.
They said, "Well, why did you do it?" And he goes, "I did it out of, well, I had to, Then he got back in his Uber and drove off. And it's just like such a British understatement thing to say.
There is a word combination here. I'm going to put my glasses on for this. The following words are in the same sentence. Benedict Cumberbatch Uber.
Things you never thought you would hear, much less in combination.
Now, what is it? I was thinking that is one of the strangest names. I was trying to think of
You
any
think
other.
he would even go to like just Ben? Try to.
No. Engelbert Humperdinck. What happened there? And he was famous. He's Welsh.
Maybe it's different in Wales.
Benedict, is that his real name?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Have you ever Googled?
No, because the first time I heard it was when he did Warhorse, and I was on the floor. Benedict Cumberbatch.
I know.
It's like one of those names you can't stop repeating.
It sounds like, Benedict eggs Benedict. It sounds like a brunch food. Benedict Cumberbatch. I'd like 2 of those, please. Sunny side
A
up.
delicious batch of cumbers. Those would be lovely.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
I love the British.
That's a made-up name, by the way. Humperdinck.
Did it out of, I had to,
All right. So anyway, thanks for watching today, and we appreciate it. Please share the show, especially if you want to get on the
Dinner for 4 at Christopher's.
There you go, and do that. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Cumberbatch. Humperdinck. Mike. All right, just so if you're wondering what this is the desperation of every gardener, and this is my tomato plant, and we're watching it grow. It should grow faster than this, but I think I share the feelings of every gardener out there is just making that thing stink and grow as fast as it can.
Oh, God bless you, honey.
See you tomorrow.